These disorders can present in any organ, in any system, right from the eye, the heart, the nervous system, the muscles, the kidneys. 70 to 80% of the genetic disorders occur without a family history.
Really?
See, first of all, there's a lot of misconception and lack of information about genetic test. कि every word that's written in the report वो सोने की मोहर नहीं है.
Person receives any report, first thing what they do is they Google it.
So कई बार एक मन में मिथ होता है कि जेनेटिक बीमारियों का इलाज तो भाई करोड़ों में जाता है. सी जीन्स कभी भी सॉलिट्यूड में पूरी तरह से काम नहीं करते, करेक्ट? द बर्डन इज टू अवेयरनेस इज वेरी डिस्प्रपोर्शनेट. आज इंडिया डायबिटीज का भी कैपिटल है.
Our first episode in this series is what does a geneticist actually do and who can approach a geneticist? Welcome to our show, ma'am.
Thanks for having me, Anuya.
It's our pleasure, ma'am. And the first question which I would like to ask you is when I go to a cardiologist, I know that I'm going to a doctor who's going to, treat my heart and tell me something about my heart. So when a patient comes to you or a patient comes to a geneticist, what can we expect?
So very well said, Anuya. Actually, as a geneticist, हम कोई भी एक organ के specialist नहीं हैं. We are specialist of the genes. And as you must be knowing, genes are present in each and every cell of our body, in each and every organ. And that's what makes this branch so special, so challenging at the same time, because these disorders can present in any organ, in any system, right from the eye, the heart, the nervous system, the muscles, the kidneys. ऐसा एक भी organ system नहीं है जहाँ मैं कह सकती हूँ that this system is immune from getting genetic errors, so to say. And and the other speciality of this branch is कि genetic बीमारियाँ जो है, we often say they can present from the womb to the tomb. कहने का मतलब मैं एक अपॉइंटमेंट होता है जो गर्भवती स्त्री का है, जिसमें गर्भ में मौजूद बच्चा ठीक से बनावट नहीं हुई है, what we call birth defects. मेरा कभी-कभी सेकंड अपॉइंटमेंट होता है 60-year-old man coming with gait instability due to a genetic disorder. The third appointment can be a lady due to breast cancer. Fourth can be a child due to intellectual disability. So you see the spectrum of genetic disorders, and I think it's interesting.
So if someone has this genetic condition in the family, should one consult a geneticist first of all?
ऑफ कोर्स वो मराठी में कहावत है ना, कान छेदने का काम सोनार करे तो बेहतर है. So it's something of that sort that, of course, as genetic experts, we are trained how to dig out these disorders, how to diagnose them. And often, unlike other conditions where sometimes the diagnosis is the final step, here the diagnosis is the beginning, right? I mean, the patients then have to know whether their condition has a treatment, doesn't have a treatment. If there is no treatment, how can we support them? How can we minimize the complications? And with genetic disorders, the specialty is also, Anuya, that there could be other family members who could be at risk of being affected with a similar condition. So I think, yes, if someone is suspecting that there is a genetic condition running in their family, they should meet a geneticist. But here, मैं एक exception बताना चाहूँगी that 70 to 80% of the genetic disorders occur without a family history.
Really?
So, presence of a family history is alerting, but
Mhm.
absence of family history should not become a deterrence. आपके लिए वो एक रास्ते में रुकावट नहीं बनना चाहिए सोचने के लिए कि मुझे कैसे जेनेटिक बीमारी हो सकती जब मेरे साथ पुश्तों में किसी को
नहीं.
ऐसा नहीं था. So, this is a very important message which I would want to highlight, that family history ना हो तो भी जेनेटिक बीमारियों का रेडार हमें ऑन रखना चाहिए बेसिकली.
So, but if someone has that in a mind, कि नहीं है, but now after watching your interview,
जी.
if they feel like I think I should go to a geneticist, then is it okay if they come and directly ask you?
Of course, see, many a times there are also people who come to us for doubts, which we tell that even though this may have a genetic component, geneticist cannot help you. Let me give you an example. There are conditions like hypertension, asthma, depression, diabetes. इसमें जेनेटिक फैक्टर है पर जीन एंड एनवायरनमेंट साथ में है. So in these cases, I'm talking majority of the times, there are exceptions. In these cases, even though there is a genetic flavor, as a geneticist, current day test cannot help them to pinpoint that one factor which is causing diabetes in them or causing asthma. So at that time, I tell them that yes, this looks like a thing that's running in your family, but current day genetics cannot help you with a single test which can help you to determine whether your child will get diabetes or not, because these group of conditions are gene and environment linked. But yes, again, to answer your question, if someone, either because their doctor suspects or they themselves suspect, or someone they read on media and they feel there is a suspicion, they can definitely come and meet us. कहने का मेरा अर्थ यही है कि not every suspicion is necessarily right. Sometimes it could just be undue anxiety and false alert also, which we as experts help to sift and help to segregate and tell कि इस चीज़ में आप आगे बढ़ो, डायग्नोसिस के लिए करो, और बाकी चीज़ों में डोंट वरी, जस्ट फॉलो लाइफस्टाइल चेंजेस, या.
And how safe is this testing? Like,
So as safe as a blood prick can be. So see, first of all, there's a lot of misconception and lack of information about genetic test. Genetic test is the common ones that we do, they can often be done by just 2 ml of blood. तो जैसे आपका रूटीन सीबीसी कराते बस उतना ही ब्लड लगता है, बल्कि आजकल तो और हमारे सेंटर पर भी वी हैव बकल स्वॉब्स. बकल स्वॉब मतलब अंदर से चीक का हम लोग स्पिट का सैंपल ले लेते हैं और उससे भी डीएनए कलेक्ट हो जाता है. सो द प्रोसेस ऑफ कलेक्टिंग द सैंपल इज नॉट डेंजरस. द प्रोसेस इसके जेनेटिक टेस्ट दो धारी तलवार के जैसी है कि अगर आपने जहाँ इंडिकेशन नहीं है उधर टेस्ट किया और बेमतलब का पैंडोरास बॉक्स ओपन हो गया, and then that can cause a lot of undue anxiety. But you need to understand two things about these tests. One, even though we are very sure that this is a genetic disorder and it should get picked up by a test, there are some percentage of patients who will not get a diagnosis despite doing a genetic test. So every time a report comes back negative, it does not mean that a genetic disorder is not there.
no.
And the other point is what we call as false positive या hoax call, कि every word that's written in the report वो सोने की मोहर नहीं है. कहने का मतलब कभी कभी there are false positives also where that is not the true cause, but it has just been reported by the lab and then you require clinical correlation. So I always tell all my patients that when you get a report, please, I think all doctors tell all their patients, don't Google your symptoms. But I think in the case of genetic reports, that becomes even more important because half-baked information can be very harmful. I've seen patients get very anxious, cry for weeks before they visit us, and then we tell them, ये कुछ है ही नहीं, आप बिना मतलब चिंता कर रहे थे. So correct interpretation. My point is that correct interpretation and correct guidance by the genetic expert is very important. And that can be the only harm of a genetic test. कि या तो जब इंडिकेशन नहीं है तभी टेस्ट कराया गया है या रॉन्ग टेस्ट कराया गया है या रिजल्ट्स को गलत तरीके से इंटरप्रेट किया गया है. दोज कैन बी द potential harms of a genetic test.
As you rightly said, ma'am, nowadays what happens is the moment a person receives any report, first thing what they do is they Google it.
Yeah.
And then not every time, you get the right
No,
information.
see, internet has its own, as I said, when I'm telling कि genetics दो धारी तलवार है, I think internet भी दो धारी तलवार है. So, but in terms of medical information, it's best कि वो डॉक्टर से वार्तालाप करके बात करके समझ कर ही एक्शन लिया जाए, basically. Yeah.
What kind of test and what tests are to be done by a patient who comes?
It's like telling, asking your general physician मैं कौन सा blood test कराऊं, but that depends on your symptoms, right? आपको बुखार है तो आपके डॉक्टर मलेरिया, डेंगू, टाइफॉइड का टेस्ट भेजेंगे, लेकिन आपको अगर घुटने में दर्द है तो डॉक्टर आपका एक्सरे कराएंगे. सो जेनेटिक्स इज नो डिफरेंट. आपके सिम्टम्स के बेसिस पर आपकी हिस्ट्री फिल्टर करके हम आपके लिए मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट टेस्ट बताते हैं.
Okay.
And I want to add a thing. Very often we get a call, doctor, I just want to do so and so test. I have read it. Even though that may be the same test that even I may tell, genetic tests depend a lot on the information that is being provided by the healthcare professional. आज अगर आप गूगल पे जाके सिर्फ लता डालेंगे तो आपको क्या मिलेगा 69 मिलियन searches for Lata. But if I put Lata Mangeshkar 1962 movie Ajnabi, then I'll get a set of 10 songs which I'm looking for. So we as geneticists help to find the right filters which help these genetic labs that within the ocean of the genetic material how to search for the right genetic error. So to answer one, which test should be ordered, there's no one answer. I think it's best कि जो patient है वो जेनेटिक एक्सपर्ट से बात करके समझे कि एक तो उनको टेस्ट कराना भी है कि नहीं और कराना है तो उनके लिए बेस्ट कौन सा सूटेड है.
Do you also get patients who say, I don't want to do this test?
Oh, absolutely. So right to refusal, right to not know, that is a basic human right. See, as geneticist, मेरा काम आपका हाथ पकड़ के करवाना नहीं है. मेरा काम आपको रास्ता दिखाना है. Okay? So even in terms of say, I know I'm digressing a bit. मानिए एक प्रेग्नेंट लेडी आई है जिनके गर्भ में उनको पता चला है कि स्पेशल नीड्स का बेबी है. वी आर नॉट सिटिंग ओवर हियर टू टेक अ कॉल कि आप वो प्रेगनेंसी के साथ क्या करो. वी आर हियर कि उनको लीगल ऑप्शंस बताए जाए. आप प्रेगनेंसी कंटिन्यू करना चाहते हैं तो आगे हमें क्या क्या केयर रखना होगा. अगर आपके कल्चर और फेथ और बिलीफ में आप सोचते हैं आप प्रेगनेंसी कंटिन्यू नहीं करना चाहते तो लीगल एथिकल साइंटिफिक गाइडलाइंस क्या है वैसे हम गाइड करेंगे. वी कॉल दिस एज नॉन डायरेक्टिव जेनेटिक काउंसलिंग. सो इफ अ पेशेंट सेज आई डोंट वांट टू डू अ टेस्ट, फेयर इनफ, we explain them everything and they take the call basically.
Okay.
We don't catch them and post them and take their blood.
Can't do that's true.
No,
Right.
definitely not.
So knowing my genes, can it help me treating any disease or disorders?
Oh, of course. I think अनुया उसके लिए तो हम अगला 4 घंटे का एक पॉडकास्ट कर सकते हैं. I think this is the most exciting and interesting time to be in the field of genetics. प्रति साल इतनी नई दवाइयाँ मार्केट में हिट कर रहे हैं. Let me start from very, very simple stuff. You asked me about treating, only specifically treating. So कई बार एक मन में मिथ होता है कि जेनेटिक बीमारियों का इलाज तो भाई करोड़ों में जाता है. मैं क्यों ट्रीट करूं? मुझे डायग्नोसिस करके मिलेगा भी क्या? सो हाँ, दैट इज राइट. कुछ दवाइयाँ है जो बहुत महंगी है जैसे जीन थेरेपी फॉर स्पाइनल मस्कुलर एट्रोफी. सिंगल शॉट कॉस्ट 17 करोड़. या सो इट्स वेरी एक्सपेंसिव. बट ये एक एग्जाम्पल को लेके हम सारे जेनेटिक बीमारियों पे अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते. देयर इज कॉन्जेनाइटल हाइपोथायरॉयडिज्म जो प्रति महीना 50 रुपए के अंदर ट्रीट हो जाता है. ट्रीट ना करो तो सिवियर मतिमंदता, सिवियर इंटेलेक्चुअल डिसेबिलिटी. देयर आर डिसऑर्डर्स लाइक कॉन्जेनाइटल मायस्थीनिया सिंड्रोम जहाँ पे बंदा जब बहुत ज़्यादा एक्टिविटी करता है फटीग आने लगता है, वीकनेस आने लगती है. कई बार ये वीकनेस इतनी लाइफ थ्रेटनिंग हो सकती है कि श्वास की नली गिरने की शक्ति कम होकर वो लाइफ थ्रेटनिंग भी हो सकती है. पर कुछ सिंपल मेडिसिन है जो महीने के 1000 रुपए के अंदर लेके आपका वो पूरा लाइफ दिनचर्या एंड लाइफ का यू टर्न हो
Come on the
सकता है.
track.
You can come on track. So there are multiple such examples. There are inborn errors of metabolism जो बच्चों में अफेक्ट करता है जिसमें कुछ डाइटरी चेंजेस, विटामिन सप्लीमेंट्स देके हम लोग बच्चे को ट्रैक पे ला सकते हैं. In fact, you'll be surprised. There are so many causes of intellectual disability which are caused due to these metabolic disorders which can be treated. पर सिर्फ इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है हम ट्रेन मिस होने के पहले पकड़े. अगर बच्चे का ब्रेन डेवलप हो चुका है, कॉम्प्लिकेशंस ने जड़ पकड़ ली है, फिर मेरा ट्रीटमेंट काम नहीं करेगा. सो येस, टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन, राइट फ्रॉम द वेरी एक्सपेंसिव gene therapies, bone marrow transplant, liver transplants for certain disorders, to the not so expensive vitamin supplements, dietary changes. I gave you multiple examples. So we are entering into a new era. एंड हालांकि आज की तारीख में ये ड्रग्स बहुत महंगे हैं. अगर हम स्पाइनल मस्कुलर एट्रोफी का ही एग्जांपल ले, देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ मेक इन इंडिया प्रोडक्ट्स विच आर बीइंग गिवन अ थ्रस्ट. एंड वी आर होपिंग कि आने वाले सालों में जब ये दवाइयाँ हमें इम्पोर्ट ना करनी पड़ी और ये शायद इंडिया में ही बने तो शायद इनका कॉस्ट 1% to 10% ऑफ द ओरिजिनल कॉस्ट हो सकता है. सो वी आर होपफुल एंड yes,
It will work.
yeah, it would really be nice.
Yes. What is rare disease?
रेयर डिसऑर्डर्स वो बीमारियां हैं जो इन सिंपल वर्ड्स कॉमन नहीं है, करेक्ट? सो इसके अलग अलग परिभाषाएं हैं। कुछ कंट्रीज में मानते हैं कि अगर आम जनता में इसकी संख्या 2000 में से भी एक ना हो या लेसर देन 1 in 2000 तो उसको रेयर कहा जाता है। कुछ देशों में 1 in 5000 माना जाता है। ओवरऑल दीज डिसऑर्डर्स आर सच जो इंडिविजुअली ये बीमारियां अनुया रेयर होती हैं, बट यू विल बी सरप्राइज्ड अगर आप सारी रेयर बीमारियों को साथ में लो, सारी रेयर बीमारियों को, तो इट इज एस्टिमेटेड दैट 1 in 10 individuals will live with a rare disease during his or her lifetime. तो आज अगर हम ये कमरे में 10 लोग मौजूद है, हम 10 में से भी as per incidence one of us may have a rare disease or is already having a rare disease but probably not diagnosed, you know. Now rare disorders, majority of them are caused due to genetic causes. There were some other due to rare cancers and rare toxicologies. We won't go over there. ये जो रेयर बीमारियां है इनको डायग्नोज करने के लिए हमें डिटेल हिस्ट्री की ज़रूरत पड़ती है। कई बार हमें almost for all the cases, of course, we need to go to a 3-generation family history and we analyze the patient's symptoms, look at the records. It's pretty much like playing Sherlock Holmes, actually. And then sometimes without the help of test, sometimes with the help of additional test, we do try to arrive at a diagnosis.
Can they help me to know, like, in my future, can I get such diseases? Not rare diseases, any kind of genetic disease. Will that help?
See, what you are asking is if you're a healthy person, should you undergo a genetic test?
Right.
There are two types of genetic tests which healthy individuals can undergo. One is if they are planning to start a family, there's something called as carrier screening options, जहाँ पर हमें पता चलता है कि क्या दोनों कपल या किसी में से एक कोई ऐसा फॉल्टी जीन कैरी कर रहा है जो उनमें सोया हुआ है, डोमिनेंट है, लेकिन आने वाली पीढ़ी में वो बीमारी बन के आ सकता है. दैट इज वन सिनेरियो. And the other scenario where a healthy individual can undergo a genetic test is if there is a very strong family history. If that condition which has been running in the family has been diagnosed, and अगर early diagnosis करके मैं आपकी life बदल सकूँ तो. Let me give an example of BRCA1 related breast cancer. यहाँ पर say if there is a 28-year-old girl who visits her mother, her Masi's daughter, everyone have breast and ovarian cancer. Now she's worried, correct? I would ideally not test the girl directly. I would first check the mother who has the breast cancer. If we are fortunate and if we arrive at a definite diagnosis, then I tell the girl who's come to visit me that there's a 50% chance that you may inherit this. आप चाहो तो ये टेस्ट करा सकते हो, ना चाहो तो मत कराओ. Let's take a hypothetical scenario. She undergoes the testing. If she indeed turns out to be BRCA positive, I'm taking one example of BRCA1. There is a lot of literature which says कि जिन ladies में BRCA1 gene का mutation है, उनको एक तो रेगुलर सर्विलेंस अंडरगो करना चाहिए क्योंकि दे आर एट अ वेरी हाई रिस्क ऑफ डेवलपिंग ब्रेस्ट एंड ओवेरियन कैंसर्स. They should, we typically like to do a teamwork with oncologists, oncosurgeons, and after a particular age, we recommend to even maybe undergo certain surgeries to reduce the risk of
Cancers.
of getting those cancers. So ये एक example है जहाँ पे बंदा healthy है, family history है, और वो healthy बंदे को diagnosis पता चल के उसके life में U-turn आया है. There is another example. Common condition called as Huntington disease. It is actually a very neurodegenerative disease, very unforgiving. मतलब यदि किसी को ये हो जाए तो वो rapidly progress होके बंदा usually decade से ज़्यादा नहीं जीता, सारे न्यूरो फंक्शंस ग्रेजुअली डिक्लाइन होने लगते हैं. 50% चांस है कि ये इंडिविजुअल अपने बच्चे में पास करे. अभी अगर सेम सिनेरियो 28-year-old daughter comes telling that my mother has been diagnosed with Huntington disease, doctor tell me should I get a diagnosis or not. ऐसे केसेस में प्रिडिक्टिव टेस्टिंग will not help me even if I give her a diagnosis that you do have Huntington disease. There is no treatment. It may add to the stigma, it may add to insurance, payouts, it may add to a lot of anxiety not that they are not allowed to check, but typically ऐसे सिनेरियोज में हम बहुत थरो जेनेटिक काउंसलिंग करते हैं to explain to them that there may be very limited utility कि आप ये हेल्दी होने के बावजूद, रिस्क होने के बावजूद आप में ये बीमारी आ सकती है, लेकिन देखो आप टेस्ट मत कराओ। आई थिंक व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल इज कि हर सिचुएशन को हमें केस बेस्ड लेना पड़ता है। टू आंसर योर टेस्ट, कैन समवन डू अ टेस्ट to make out whether he or she can get a disease in future? It depends on what disease you're looking at, and it depends on what frame of life and what perspective um are you seeking to get answered, basically.
So it must be a very big challenge for you to, deal with and talk to such patients. It's a delicate work. You may have someone can, react in any way after going out of your
जी,
clinic.
जी। नहीं, पर ह्यूमन इमोशंस है, आई थिंक ये ब्रांच ने और कुछ नहीं तो हमें सारे ह्यूमन इमोशंस सिखाए हैं। एंड फॉर ऑल माय पेशेंट्स हू मे बी वाचिंग दिस पॉडकास्ट, आई एम थैंकफुल टू यू ऑल, क्योंकि आई थिंक ये चीज़ें टेक्स्ट बुक्स नहीं सिखा सकती, एक हद तक सिखाती हैं। देयर हैव बीन टाइम्स व्हेन आई हैव टोल्ड अ फैमिली दैट योर बेबी विल बी नो मोर, एंड दे आर स्टिल touched my hands and thanked me and gone. And there are even times where we have helped the family come out of a crisis, but maybe because of the stuff that they are going out in life, they do not feel that kind of gratitude which we expect. So um I feel that it is not about what they are reacting. We have to always give our best.
Nice.
And genetic counseling is about trying to gauge human emotions and not get carried away by the patient reaction, but to maintain your cool and calm and give the most honest feedback that you can give. So yeah.
So, ma'am, what do you think? Like, lifestyle nowadays, whatever lifestyle is going on, do you think that affects the genetics?
सी जीन्स कभी भी सॉलिट्यूड में पूरी तरह से काम नहीं करते, करेक्ट। आज आप एक पेन ड्राइव का एग्जांपल ले लो, पेन ड्राइव में डेटा भरा हुआ है, पर ये पेन ड्राइव में कैसे अटैच करती हूँ, पेन ड्राइव में पासवर्ड लॉक्ड है कि नहीं, दैट विल डिटर्मिन कि मैंने पेन ड्राइव को लैपटॉप पे लगाए तो मैं डेटा एक्सेस कर पा रही हूँ कि नहीं, करेक्ट। इन द सेम वे आवर डीएनए is the data in the pen drive, and it is packaged by a lot of material what we call as epigenetics. ये epigenetics is like the link between our gene and the environment. So what we eat, the kind of sleep, stress, the air we breathe, of course, everything has some micro or macro impact on our genes. There are some which have been studied very well. So consumption of alcohol and carcinogenic substances like cigarette, they of course have a more direct impact, and it's been studied very well. But even other aspects, like what I told you, just alluded to, definitely there is an interaction between the gene and the environment. Yeah.
Nowadays, there's this number of children which is increasing in, there's genetic disorders and genetic disease. So, what do you think? What is the reason?
I will answer this question in two ways. First of all, it could be possible कि ये increase in number of cases नहीं है, increased awareness है। आज से 40 साल पहले अगर कोई बच्चा स्पेशल नीड से बॉर्न होता था, people blamed it on being born during eclipse या maybe calling it sometimes a curse of the ancestors. I'm not challenging traditions or cultures, but it's just that in those days there weren't avenues where these diagnoses could be made. But now these same children, parents seek diagnosis. Doctors are aware that there are tests which can help to give us closures. So probably one reason why we are seeing this more number of cases, these cases were always there. सिर्फ इन्हें आज डायग्नोसिस मिल रहा है, इसलिए ये बाहर आ पा रहे हैं विद अ कंफर्म्ड आंसर. Yes, but I cannot deny that in literature जब हम देखते हैं there is data which shows कि हमारे environment में जो न्यूरोटॉक्सिन्स होते हैं, ब्रेन को डैमेज करने वाले टॉक्सिन्स, वो थोड़ा थोड़ा हर डेकेड दर डेकेड हल्का सा हम राइज देख रहे हैं. सो ये न्यूरोटॉक्सिन्स कैसे हमारे एपिजेनेटिक्स को, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, इम्पैक्ट कर रहे हैं, कैसे गर्भवती माँ के प्लासेंटा के थ्रू जाके बच्चे को इम्पैक्ट कर रहे हैं, we really don't know. Or maybe we know, but we don't know enough to be making very confident postulates. But maybe these could be some reasons. The increasing amount of neurotoxins in the environment that we are living in, that could be possibly one reason why these disorders are also truly rising, other than just increased awareness.
And ma'am, reports say that there are 84 million people suffering from genetic disorders. So what is your
In India.
in India?
अभी इंडिया में जब 140 करोड़ की आबादी है तो कुछ भी रेयर नहीं होने वाला है। सो सी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई जस्ट टोल्ड यू कि सारे रेयर डिजीजेस को अगर आप साथ में लेंगे, इट अमाउंट्स टू 1 इन 10 ऑफ अस बीइंग एट रिस्क। सो जो ग्लोबल रेयर डिजीज का पॉपुलेशन है उसमें से 1/4 बर्डन ऑफ इट इज इन इंडिया। व्हाट वरीज मी इज दैट द बर्डन इज टू अवेयरनेस इज वेरी डिस्प्रपोर्शनेट। आज इंडिया डायबिटीज का भी कैपिटल है, बट डायबिटीज के बारे में अवेयरनेस है। बच्चा भी समझेगा डायबिटीज मतलब शक्कर ज्यादा है और मीठा नहीं खाना है। बट अगेंस्ट दैट रेयर डिसऑर्डर्स, इंडिया इज carrying 1/4 of the global burden, and the awareness is very, very low. And I always tell rare is many, and actually हमें इनको rare बीमारियां बुलाना ही नहीं चाहिए, because that is where the misconception starts in कि ये तो भाई rare है, ये तो भाई मुझे तो नहीं होने वाला है, but this is not rare, they are present, and even 1 in 10 may probably be an underestimate. Once more and more people start getting diagnosed, we may understand that their true incidence and prevalence is actually higher.
Higher. Ma'am, what are the challenges you think that families face before or to approach a geneticist? Like,
This is a very interesting question. There was a study done long back, even in Toronto. Like, we often feel that, oh, these challenges are only
In India.
limited to resource restricted and developing countries. But even in a country like Toronto, they found that delayed referral by the primary physician to the specialist, मतलब आपके प्राइमरी डॉक्टर ने ही सस्पेक्ट नहीं किया कि ये जेनेटिक्स है, उनको ट्रीट करते जा रहे हैं, और जब तक जेनेटिक्स को भेजा बीमारी इतनी बढ़ गई कि वो पॉइंट ऑफ नो रिटर्न हो जाता है। सो वन ऑफ द कॉमनेस्ट रीजंस आई वुड से फॉर अ delayed diagnosis of the problems that the patient could face is that they are not aware themselves, or their primary doctor is unintentionally unaware कि ये जो बीमारी मैं देख रहा हूँ ये आम बीमारी नहीं है, ये जेनेटिक बीमारी है। एंड दैट्स वेयर आई वांट टू ऐड, a lot of genetic diseases will come under the cloak of so-called common symptoms. आज आप रिकेट्स जानते होंगे, इट्स अ बोन डिजीज जहाँ पे बच्चे के बोन्स थोड़े बेंड हो जाते हैं, कैल्शियम डेफिशिएंसी के कारण आते हैं। रिकेट्स जैसे प्रेजेंटेशन के साथ इतनी सारी जेनेटिक बोन डिसऑर्डर्स है, पर अगर बच्चा बेंट बोन्स, थोड़ा शॉर्ट स्टेचर है, फोरहेड थोड़ा प्रोमिनेंट है, इट इज नेचुरल कि फिजिशियन पहले कॉमन चीजें सोचेगा, बट वो कॉमन चीज जब ठीक नहीं हो रही तब तुम अनकॉमन सोचो and refer the patient in time, that becomes very important. So one of the main hurdles that these patients face is a delayed referral or a delayed raising of a red flag that this could be genetic. And I think the other problem is that access, not a lot of the number of geneticists and genetic experts in our country is actually very, very less, Um, I know this is old data, but Professor Shubha Phadke had somewhere in before 2020 published that there were barely 150 geneticists in the whole country. Again, this is old data. So I'm sure now the trend is changing. There are multiple people coming out with these qualifications, but still for a population of 140 crores, lack of locally available expert becomes the other hurdle, which I can tell you our clinic is trying to do its small effort to fill in this gap of lack of availability. We offer telegenetics.
okay.
When I say telegenetics, हम वीडियो कॉल के थ्रू, लकीली आजकल इंटरनेट ऑलमोस्ट हर जगह पर है, स्मार्टफोन ऑलमोस्ट हर घर में है. वी डिड अ सर्वे एंड इवन द telecom survey of India shows how smartphones have reached almost every household. So via video call, either over some platform or over in the presence of the local doctor, we try to elicit the symptoms, we try to understand what are their concerns, and we give them the first tier help कि आप ये टेस्ट कराइए और फिर आप बॉम्बे मिलने आ जाओ करके, There are some cases where purely on teleconsultation, I've never met the patient physically. but still telegenetics has a promise that it can help to um, solve
So
answers and come over this limitation of little limited availability of geneticists.
and I'm sure that must be helping, every person who's sitting in that small town.
Uh, teleconsultation is not just helpful in genetics, it can be helpful in all medical branches, be it rheumatology, neurology. Uh, if applied correctly, someone sitting remotely can be offered the right uh, medical advice. Of course, there are rules governing teleconsultation as per the Government of India, but teleconsultation holds a promise for all of us, not just for genetics.
Do they have even the labs available where these samples can be sent?
These labs are not present in each and every city, so there are few major the lab जहाँ पर actually DNA sequence होता है, इनका core headquarters एक major city में है, and how they function is that they collect the samples from across the country. So it is not necessary कि आज अगर कोई राजस्थान के छोटे गांव में बैठा है कि अगर उन्होंने हमसे टेलीकंसल्ट किया, मैंने बीमारी समझ ली एंड आई वांट टू डू अ जेनेटिक टेस्ट, he or she doesn't have to travel to the core main center in Delhi, Chennai or Bangalore. They can be sitting there. Their blood will be coming, it would get collected from their house and it would get shipped to the core centers basically, जहाँ पे DNA सीक्वेंस होता है, रिपोर्ट जनरेट होती है और फिर डॉक्टर के पास में वो रिपोर्ट आने के बाद ऑफ कोर्स वी डिस्कस विद देम. सो labs don't have to be present everywhere. We can collect the blood samples from wherever they are, if they're in the borders of India at least.
Because patients will have this question कि मैंने फोन पे मैम से बात तो कर
But
ली,
how will I do that?
but how will I do that? But I think this
कई बार ऐसे होता है, कोई बहुत ही छोटा कस्बा हो तो नहीं पॉसिबल होता, तो हम उनको नज़दीक के डिस्ट्रिक्ट में आने को बोल देते हैं, विच इज़ स्टिल अ चीपर बार्गेन. मतलब अगर उनको सिर्फ 50 किलोमीटर ट्रैवल करना है वर्सेस
versus
going
all.
to a major city. Yeah. So I think we Indians are jugadus and we'll always manage something to help the patients out. Yeah.
So what can one expect when he approaches a genetist for the first time? Like,
So a geneticist is like any other doctor. जैसे आप आपके फिजिशियन के पास जाते हो, वो आपकी हिस्ट्री पूछते हैं, आपको एग्जामिन करते हैं और फिर कुछ टेस्ट ऑर्डर करते हैं. In the same way, when you visit a geneticist, we will take your detailed history. One important aspect in a geneticist history is for us, family history is very important. So we spend a lot of time, often even digging up to 3 generations upwards, looking at the previously done test, reviewing the records, going into the details of the history, examination, and then finally kind of digesting all of it to see now what test do I need? Do I need any test? If yes, what test do I need? Some of these tests are non-genetic, sometimes depending. मानिए अगर कोई बच्चा seizures के साथ में आया है, तो then I will need tests like MRI, EEG, certain blood test. And then based on these primary tests, we take a call, do I even need a genetic test or not? We order a genetic test directly. There's also one concern that patients face, of course, because in our country, a lot of these expenses are out of pocket. ये जेनेटिक टेस्ट आज सीबीसी या सीआरपी जैसे कुछ 200, 300, 500 के नहीं है. They do come in thousands. I mean, it could range from 5,000 to sometimes even 30, 40,000. In some cases, the test cost could even go up to 1 lakh or more. But the point is, we need to understand that these tests are applied when they're really essential, when the cost of bearing the disease would be much, much more than the cost of diagnosing it. And I also want to say that after, talking to colleagues from other parts of the globe, we realize that actually these same tests are available at much cheaper rates in India as compared to the global counterparts in the developed countries. So yes, that testing part is sometimes considered little difficult for some patients. We do try and help out if there's a research project going on, doing things free of cost. We ourselves have a Shanti Devi Gupta charitable OPD. It's in the memory of my late grandmother. So for those who are really eligible, we do try and help them so that the economic factor shouldn't become a hurdle towards the individual's care. But otherwise, yes, we are like any other doctor, how we go about with our analysis with the patient's
So a
symptoms.
person doesn't have to come to you with that anxiety in the mind or that fear that I'm going to a geneticist.
Yeah, unless I have like horns coming up and I look like a vampire, you may get anxious. But I think, no, I don't think so. It depends on if someone does feel anxious visiting a doctor, they would feel anxious visiting us. But we try our level best to make them comfortable. I understand it's human to feel anxious. Um, but I don't think it's anything so different that we do that should make them more anxious than what they usually would feel. Yeah.
And if someone wants to come to the Purple Gene Clinic, what is the easiest way to take your appointment? And
Oh God, please I think you just have to Google the Purple Gene Clinic. See, I told you internet can be a double-edged sword. So इस चीज में internet help करती है. You can just Google us and our website details and our WhatsApp details, everything is there, and we are always more than happy to help in our humble capacity. Whatever we can do, we are here to serve everyone. So, yeah.
so thank you, ma'am, and we'll be meeting in your
Thank you
next
so much.
episode.
I'll be looking forward.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ma'am made it very clear in this episode that why it is so important to consult a clinical geneticist to get answers of all these genetic problems which you have in your mind. Keep watching Uniqueness with this ability, and do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and also comment so that we know how much you love us. Thank you so much.